make sure that this audio is working on the stream. Oh god, that's loud. Is it just slightly too? Is it just? If the voice channel, is full, or... All right, hi everybody. Sorry, I'm just kind of trying to organize stuff a little bit, and then we will get started. Let me make sure the audio levels are all good. Pop that up a bit. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Come on, I'll get my voice up. Okay. It's slightly delayed. Oh well. Okay. Okay. I mean, mute myself. Sorry, it's a bit chaotic because of the nature of what we're trying to pull off here. Okay, cool. So first up, we have Tyson, who is going to be presenting Kaiju Constructions. And let me just switch over to Tyson's stream, and I'll let him take it away.
Cool. All right, we're all good? Everything?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, beautiful. Okay, cool. Yeah, so this is Kaiju Constructions. I'll be showing it just through the Unreal Engine for now, because we haven't quite got our build out yet, but it will be out very soon. But yeah, basically the idea for this game was we took the idea of the theme being duality and the idea of opposites and kind of decided to just go into the absurd. So what we have here is Ken, and he is a kaiju that has been commissioned by the city to rebuild the city after the wake of it being destroyed. Yeah, but you know, the whole duality side of it is he's still a giant threatening monster. So what you have to do is try and make your way through the game while also very carefully trying to not destroy other buildings and build the ones that you've been assigned to do. Now, as you can see there, I've just destroyed the biggest building and it cost me a ton of money in my insurance up in the top right corner, which kind of acts as like a health system. But yeah, I can move around to the different buildings and I've got my objective markers. And even though I can destroy these other buildings, they just affect my insurance. I've only been commissioned to fix these buildings, so they're the only ones that I'm really worried about. So yeah, the objective's pretty simple. Build all the buildings you've been assigned to build. You can destroy some other ones as long as you don't completely affect your insurance up in the top right. But with the added threat level that occasionally there'll be other kaiju threats from a rival construction gang that's upset that they got fired from the Kaiju Construction. So not only do you need to build your own stuff, it also builds into the absurdity of the fact that, you know, we've got a construction Godzilla who's also trying to protect the city from other kaiju attacks so that he makes sure that he gets paid, basically. So yeah, you can see there, we didn't manage to get it animated just yet, but that is the other the other kaiju creature that we've got, and it's a bit of a balance to make sure that the creature doesn't destroy the buildings as well, because that affects your like costs and stuff like that. So yeah, and then you just whack it and destroy it, and that's pretty much it. This game is notoriously difficult to win, or it takes a little while. So what I might do instead is just cause myself to lose so that we can see the end game and we can move on to the next stuff as well. But yeah, you can run through, you can see my insurance is breaking up in the top right, and then once that's done, one of two things will happen, and we wanted to go into the absurdity of like how humans react to things as well. So if you destroy too much, basically humans decide they're going to nuke you and end up doing way more damage than you ever caused in the first place as well. So yeah. And if you've been able to hear that, we've had amazing work from the audio team as well.
I can hear you, Tyson, if you're still speaking.
What was that, sorry? Did that not work? I don't know. My little voice thing is popping up, but I don't know if you can hear me or not.
It's working fine for me.
Working fine? Yeah, okay. Curious. Yeah, but anyway, so that's Kaiju Constructions, and yeah, pretty cool little game that we've managed to put together in a short amount of time. So yeah, that's us.
All right. Thank you very much, Tyson.
Sure.
We will now move on to Atticus. They are streaming. Find them. Atticus. Oh, I gotta do it on the stream machine. All right, Atticus. I better unmute you first.
Oh, hello.
Right. Hello. All right, take it away.
Let me just put voice to talk. Voice activity. There we go. Okay, that should be working now. Can you still hear me?
Yep, I can still hear you.
All right, cool. And can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
All right, cool. This is our game. There are 2 wolves inside you or something. Yeah, and basically the idea is you've got these 2 wolves, and you've got to make them join together. And you've got to control both of them at the same time while lava rises, which can turn into quite the dexterity challenge. Oh, and I'm really bad at this game. Yeah, we definitely had it down to the wire a bit for all of our game. I'll just there we go. And yeah, the levels just kind of get more and more complex. You can wall bounce. There's trees in there. Yeah, the idea we wanted to do was we started off with the me. There are 2 rules inside you. We had like a lot of ideas like cognitive dissonance and like balance, but we could not come up with anything better than there are 2 rules inside. And yeah, it's just a really simple little dexterity challenge. That yeah, it's all pixel art that's done with a little importer. Yeah, don't touch the lava, you die. That's like the pressure to make sure you control both walls at the same time. And yeah, I think that's us.
Great. All right. Next up, we have Angus with Snapshots. Please switch over to Angus. All right, Angus, take it away. Oh, wait, sorry, I gotta unmute you. Sorry. Technical. Okay, now you
Hey.
should be good.
Cool.
Yeah.
You can hear me and you've got game audio?
Let me check.
Thank you.
Yeah, game audio.
Awesome. All right, so I'm Angus, representing Team Acid Burn with our game Snapshot. So this is just a small typing game that we came up with. I'm going to read the description our writer came up with because it's probably a better description than I can come up with. And while I read that, my fiance is going to play the game for us.
Oh, you've got the stream up. All right.
So Snapshot is a typing game that allows players to develop pixel art Polaroids by typing along with text on the screen. Accompanied by an ambient soundtrack, both story and snapshot reveal themselves, 1 character and 1 pixel at a time, as the player types, creating a satisfying and immersive experience. So our idea for duality for this one was basically my sister is a writer and I'm a pixel artist, and I had this idea that we could create a system where there's a parity between the number of characters in a piece of text and the number of pixels in an image. And you can see how it's working in the game now, that the pixels appear as you type, and they also draw the part of the image that relates to the text that's being revealed in the story. And additionally, there's a soundtrack that also progresses roughly in line with the progression of the story and the image. Yeah, so we actually managed to get a pretty polished game out over the weekend, and I'm very proud of everyone for that. So it has a working menu and it has 4 playable levels and some settings, things like that. Yeah, so I don't know how much else to talk about it, but maybe we can just sit and watch through the rest of the level, just so we can see the image come together. Do you want me to take over?
If you want.
Yeah, the typing validates what you do, but it doesn't invalidate you if you get it wrong. It just displays the incorrect text in red like that. So you can't really fail this game, but if you play it, you'll probably be compelled to get it right.
Sorry, I'm just wrangling people. Thank you very much. I think we might keep it moving just because we do have.
No problem. I'll just head back to the menu so you guys can see that again. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. All right. Next up, we have Bilal with Stone TD, and my mouse is working. Right. And well, I need to do that on the other computer. Unmute. No, unmute. Cool. There you go, Bilal. You're up. All right.
Hello. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. And can you hear the music? Can you hear sounds and stuff?
We should be able to.
All right.
Check.
Anyway, I'll start talking, I guess.
I can't hear it on my side.
Shucks. Anyway, I'll go ahead. Would be a shame, but I can't do anything about it. So
it is working.
cool. I made Stone TD with awesome musical and sound input from Aiden, Eamon, and Maxwell. Maxwell helped with all the effects, and Aiden and Eamon made awesome music that you can hear in the background. So Stone TD has no menu, so you didn't miss anything. It just jumps straight into level 1. And it's a twist on the regular tower defense in that it's split into 2 phases. So if I just let the game go, so you see what happens. It starts with these little soldiers running at you. I only put 1 tower. I'm obviously going to lose. But what happens, the soldiers are running towards your crystal. One of them grabs the crystal and starts trying to steal it to their castle that they have in the corner down there. So I can press these buttons here, skip ahead, make it a bit faster. And when they take it to the castle, you lose. So it seems straightforward, right? Just kill all of the soldiers and you're fine. So the way it works, you can build as many towers as you want. There's just these strange stones over here. Just click the stones, and then look, I can make 26 towers now. I can destroy those humans. So if we let this happen, you'll see something strange happens after the last soldier dies. Oh my, the stones themselves have evolved and are starting to fight. So that's the duality. The resources that I'm using to defend myself are actually turning against me. And you can see that has destroyed the crystal. Game over. So that's the big idea. Now I'll actually try to win this level. So I can show you another level. It's actually pretty hard to win. So there's a kind of funny balance where you don't want too many towers, because I'm not sure if you noticed, the towers kind of merge together and they become stronger. So the more towers you pick, the more you're going to have to fight against. So it's kind of a balancing act in that regard. Once you finish the level, you can go to the next one. So again, there's no menu. So the only way you can get to level 2 and 3 is by winning. And this time you can see a second type of stone. This stone will let you build walls. So you can start mazing as you would in a normal tower defense. And another thing this level shows, if I build some, I'll just win it for you guys to show level 3. I need to make a quick little maze to make this winnable. Alright, that should do it. So another thing you're going to see here is these enemies actually emerging from the castles. So, yeah, lots of guys you're fighting against. I can skip ahead again, let them run through the maze. And now we see them all merging together, which is very dangerous. Got a big guy here, but the maze is solid. And so we win that one too. Oh, okay, I got a crash, that's fun. Anyway, that would have just been level 3, just another design. So that's all I got around to. I didn't get to any of the fancy stuff like menus and that. To be fully transparent, I worked on this longer than just the weekend. I started on Wednesday, so I got a bit more possible than normal, a bit more done than it's normally possible. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. There's obviously a lot more work to do though. Cool. I won't hold it up any longer.
All right. I'm just going to quickly try and fix the Discord sound notifications, which I think people are hearing. If I can figure out how to turn that off real quick. People know where this is as well. That would be great, as I'm not quite sure. Oh, where's the sound settings? Oh, this would be obvious. We might just have to live with it, folks, because I can't. Streamer mode? Yeah, it's on. Oh, it is disabled. Okay, I'm not sure what people were saying. All right, it does seem like it's disabled. So what we're going to do is, Richard, you're up next. Streaming?
Hello, can you hear me?
Stream, and yep, you're unmuted. You should be good to go.
Okay, cool. So you can see the game here. So our game is Memories Remain, in which...
Patience.
Sorry?
I don't know what just happened.
In
Keep
which
going.
you're this goblin, and you are in a world that has been destroyed, and you're trying to restore it by finding the fragments of the memories of what was lost. So, for example, here's our little teddy bear that's being destroyed, and if we can go in and out of like the spirit world and see the memories of what was there. And we can see it in the spirit world here. Here's a memory of the teddy bear, and if we collect that, now our teddy bear is back. And so we're trying to restore everything in the game while avoiding all the enemies. So we can come up here and collect the bike, and we can see the bike is now back here. And I'll come up here and collect this bush. Oh, and if you while you're in the spirit world, the specters will chase you, like that. And if they hit you 3 times, you lose. And you're trying to collect all of the memories without being killed by the specters. Try and just speed run through it. So we'll go down here and grab this one. And while you're in the spirit world, you can also walk through things. So we can go into the spirit world to walk through the river. I just... and if you lose, like I just did, then you get turned into a spectre yourself. And you go back to the menu.
Oh, all right. If that's all, we will switch over to Gianni. Stream and unmute.
Hello.
Hello. You're up.
My name is Gianni, and my friend Jack Bell and I, we created Infinity Coin. Is it up on the screen? Is it all good?
Yep, it's up on the screen.
Hey, cool. So the initial concept of Infinity Coin was a coin flipping card game, essentially, with like inspiration from like other like roguelike card games. I'm a big fan of like straight into the game, straight into story openings. So this is it. Hope you're fast enough to read everything. And this is the hero selection screen. As you can see, we have the singular hero because 48 hours, can't create more than one hero. And this is our tutorial. Basically, you take the power of the coins that are at your disposal, and each coin has a upside and a downside. See, we get back into it. So, for instance, we have the monster damage coin, but then on the flip side is the damage to self coin. So, on the coin face. Our initial concept obviously has a duality factor, like the coin flipping, two sides, obviously. But we wanted to explore story wise the sort of obviously the middle ground, what happens in between, when two factions collide, who's kind of left behind, and how that factors into what's going on. So each of these characters that you meet will have dialogue that you learn about the world around you and your mission to secure the coin. We've only have I think 4 or 5 enemies to defeat, but I don't think I'll get through them all because it is a roguelite game, so you do go through different runs, you improve over time, and I'll just get to that as soon as I can. Just actively kill myself to speed things along. And there you go. After the first run, we accrued some money, we go to the blacksmith, and we can start upgrading our current run. And then click your character again, and so on and so forth. It's a very basic game. But I'm pretty proud. Got all it done in 48 hours. All right.
Cool.
I can hand this over to somebody else.
Cool. All right. Thank you very much. We will move on to David Mason, who is presenting Dungeon of Light and Dark. Just switched
Again, and so on and so forth. It's a very basic game.
on server
But
mute.
I'm pretty proud. Got all it done in.
I think, David, you still have yourself muted and deafened, so if
I
you
can
could
hand this over to somebody else.
unmute yourself. Cool. All right. Thank you very much. We will move on. David, have we got a David Mason who is presenting? All right. We might come back to David. Oh no, David's here.
All right. Audio test.
Yep.
Am I hearable?
David, you still have yourself muted
How about now?
and deafened, so.
There we go. Okay. Is that working?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'll just
Screen sharing.
mute side. Yes, I'm here. Is that working?
Yeah.
I'm talking. It looks like I'm transmitting, but I don't know if that's working. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Let's get on with it then. I'll get to that afterwards, actually. So let's jump right in. Basically, I started this one at the start of the week because I've got young children and I can't reliably block out a whole weekend. I'm just going to mute that because I won't be able to talk with the music going. Yeah, it didn't stop me from accidentally staying up till 2 a.m. this morning. Screen is web browser Chrome. Streaming Chrome, really? Is that still happening? Okay. Let me just have a look what I can see here. Oh, geez, what's that doing that for? Okay, just a second. Maybe I'll just... okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll sort that out.
We might
Screen.
switch to somebody else and then we'll
Screen one.
So
Go live.
we got Josh.
Okay, sorry about that. I think I might be streaming the right thing now, which is my whole desktop.
All right.
Sweet. Okie dokie. So let me jump right into the game, as I was saying. Yeah, so I heard about the theme start of the week. and got this little dungeon brawler going. And basically you take out these zombies. And this is actually a bit slow. Let me just turn up the enemy's spawn rate a bit, because that's going to be too hard to show the other feature of the game. All right. So yeah, this is a little dungeon-y brawler game. Take out zombies, but if there's already a zombie on a square, they're invincible. Here we go. This looks promising. If I can just get some of them over here, you'll see what actually happens. Yeah, you're ready. There we go. It's also a match 3 game. So I've now matched 3 zombies, and I got a healing pickup, and that's the only pickup I got too. There's supposed to be others. Oh, that's game over, so that's good. You get to see the game over. Over here is what the enemies are supposed to look like, but I just ran out of time to get them properly integrated, and I've got more sort of assets around here and other things that were made by the guys, the folks in the team. So that's enough of that, and I'll just quickly jump to, you can probably hear one of my daughters there. It's the people in the game jam. Yeah, so here's some other assets. I didn't get everything integrated. And yeah, bunch of people helped. James had to drop out, and had help from Abby and Aiden as well for sound effects, which you heard. And yeah, that's basically it.
Sweet, thank you very much.
This concludes my presentation.
Thank you.
I'll,
we are going to.
I'll jump out and let the next person go.
Yes, thank you. We're now going to hear from Josh Moten with Monday. All right.
Awesome. Thank you. Is everything looking good? Sounding good?
Yep.
Awesome. So Mondays, yeah. I had an idea for the game when I heard the jam theme last week, and then 10 minutes before the jam, I threw that in the bin and started again. So it's good. But the new idea is Mondays, so it's a fast-paced kind of FPS where you also have to go do all your office work. I probably won't be able to win this on stream, but because I've made it too difficult. But the challenge for me in the jam was I haven't used Unreal Engine before, so this is all done in Unreal Engine, which I learned. Sorry, this is mega loud. Good enough. No, I couldn't hear myself think. There you go. You can see that. But yeah, basically you go around, collect papers. Top left is the little task, and you chuck them in the fax machine and the and the paper shredder, and then you leave. There's not really much to say about it, really. The original duality was that you're using a stapler as the weapon, and then I was going to have you stapling documents, but I didn't really know how I wanted to do the document stapling part. So instead, you slowly wait for the fax machine to go through, and the paper shredder. All the sounds and the music were done by Aiden. Thank you very much, Aiden. And then everything else was done by me. This is first time I've really done much modeling and stuff as well, so it's a real game jam for firsts. But that was kind of my point. But yeah, it's going to take like 2 minutes to actually finish the game, so I probably won't finish it on stream. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah,
All right, next up we have James with Tuggy. Just on mute, and you should be good.
Hello? Is that all good?
Yep, that's good.
Excellent. Yes, this is Tuggy, the tugboat. We started this Saturday morning. We only found out about the theme on Friday because for some reason it was weird. And it's made by myself, a designer pretending to be a coder, and 2 amazing artists. So we sort of kept the gameplay fairly simple, and then they just went ham on art because that's what they do. They're amazing. It's about a tugboat named Tuggy. We'll just get right into it. So the kind of duality we were going for here, at least the way we ended up on, was that you have all these kind of gorgeous, cute games, but in it, the character still has to do some horrible menial task and can die. And we thought that was pretty bleak, even though some of these games are really cute. So Tuggy's has a bit of a dual personality. He's kind of got his happy, cute self, and then he's got a bit of a golem side where he's just miserable and hates his other side, and who's trying to just, be the best little tugboat he can be. So the aim is to bring all the logs over to the dock, which will get you more fuel, but that doesn't really make the sad Tuggy much happier. And you chug around, and you can't really win this game, which is sort of the whole point. It's just miserable and adorable at the same time, while they just sort of chat to each other. So there's like nuclear waste that just gets in the way. Hopefully we'll have a pufferfish show up shortly. It's kind of random. And yeah, your fuel slowly goes down, so if you run out of fuel, you'll eventually be unable to keep yourself away from the waterfall, and you'll die. And that's miserable and sad, but hey, it's cute while you're doing it. Oh, we've got to show the pufferfish, it's hilarious. Come on. And yeah, there are some weird innuendo jokes about tugging, because he's a tugboat, and collecting wood, and it's really quite silly. So this is all in Unreal, using Unreal's buoyancy water stuff. Technically, it's all actually the buoyancy stuff running under it because the artist couldn't understand how to make the water. It was way too complicated to do in 2 days, so they made their own, and all the buoyancy waters actually disappeared. There's no pufferfish. They have cool spines and they look hilarious. Alright. Steven will be sad. Come on. Oh my god, it's just logs and nuclear waste. And I upped the spawn rate too, just for the demo. There's one. So there's a pufferfish. They occasionally get cranky and stab you, and then you lose more fuel, and then you more pufferfish. And if they hit you, you lose more energy, and it all becomes miserable, and you get kind of knocked away. And then eventually, either you get bored, like Tuggy's darker side, or you just get miserable and you fall down the waterfall, which is now choked with rubbish. And that's kind of it. Hang on, I'll try and die quickly. Whoa! No, I'm out of fuel. I'm screwed. This will take forever to die. Anyway, you just whoosh off the waterfall, and that's it.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have Jim with TheCircle. All right, Jim, you are up.
Yep. Hey, I'm not actually sure if can you guys see? Is it showing my entire screen or just the actual game?
We can see Discord at the moment with the screen share pop up.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah, that's working.
Okay. Can you hear music?
Let me just check.
You can?
Yeah, we can hear music.
Okay. So this game is called TheCircle. Essentially, it's just an endless kind of game. So I just jump straight into it. So press space to start. WAC to move. These guys are the enemies. So in this mode, you can't do anything, and the enemies will spawn faster and faster, and the enemies themselves will get faster the longer they stay alive. If you press space, you'll turn into a different form. And in this form, you can shoot, but you can't heal. So if I take some damage, I'm healing in blue, but I can't shoot. And now, if you press tab, you always can choose. Let me just lower the volume because I can't hear anything. You can always choose between 2 upgrades, and each upgrade is either more aggressive or passive, and they all have a benefit and a cost. And in order to purchase these upgrades, you have the cost in the middle, and you spend points to upgrade them. So if I pick Speed Up, which I found was the most useful to have in this game because the enemies move so quickly, you just start moving faster. As you can see, it's in multiples of 2, sorry, in powers of 2, so it becomes extremely expensive extremely quickly, and eventually what ends up happening is you just lose. So if I just leave it for a bit, yep, so there you go. And that's it. And of course, once you die, all the particles explode and you get your character again. And from this character, you can start a new game. I wasn't sure about this idea when I first started, honestly, thanks to the people who made the music, which are on my page. This is probably one of my favorite parts about this game, is how well it scales with the music. But it's a pretty simple game. All it is it's endless, and you just rinse and repeat and experiment with different combinations of upgrades to see what will let you survive the longest. I've only been able to get up to about 80-ish points most of the time. I had a lot of trouble actually balancing this game because everything just gets faster and faster, and it was just difficult to kind of let the player stay alive long enough. But yeah, and it's called TheCircle because there's a circle and the game basically happens in a cycle. So yeah,
Right.
and that's it. Thanks.
Cool. Thank you very much. Next up, I believe we have Chris with Ember and Umbra.
When you
Yep, Chris, you're on.
Fantastic. So I did this as a solo jammer, so the idea is perhaps bigger than the end product. This is very much unfinished. The idea for Duality was that I was going to have a twin stick shooter where you have the running and the shooting, but at different points in time you can split the two and have them operate separately. So I'll show you what I mean. So regular twin stick shooter as you'd expect. I'll just kill some enemies so we're not going to die. And then you can split and control the two parts of the character separately and recombine as you need. And ideally, you would have had different puzzles that you could solve. I never got around to any of those puzzles or anything like that because solo jammer 48 hours. But yeah, that's pretty much seen everything. Did the music myself as well. And that's about it. I'm quite happy with how the explosion animations for the enemies went. Happy with the music. Recorded a couple of tracks for the music track. And yeah, I think that's about everything.
Cool. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Cameron with Magnet Mayhem.
Hey everyone, can you hear me and see my desktop and stuff?
Yep, I might just turn you up a little bit because you're a little bit.
Oh, sure.
Uh-oh, have I... Yeah.
You got music and stuff?
Just turn you up a little bit. Yeah, let me just double check. I can't hear music on my side. Maybe people on the stream can tell us whether it's working. Yeah, I can't hear music, but we might just have to go.
I haven't seen anyone saying whether they. Oh, someone said they can't hear it. I think it might be because I'm streaming my. I'll just quickly swap.
Okay.
From that to. That looks like it's just a file explorer. Is that okay?
Yeah, I'll start moving. Hear music.
Is it okay?
We can hear the music, but you'll need to actually be streaming the game app. Otherwise, we won't, because it won't show any other
Yeah, I selected the game app and it's on my screen, but it's obviously doing the wrong thing. So that's okay.
Oh,
I'll just
yeah.
do the screen without music.
Yep.
Apologies to Jane, who did the music. All right, so now you can see this, but you can't hear it, right? All right, cool. This will probably have to do, unfortunately. If you want to check out both the visuals and the music at the same time, then play the game. But this is our game, Magnet Mayhem. So basically, you are a little magnet thing, and your goal is to try to like fling around. You can repel or attract by changing your whether you're red or blue. And you can see I'm kind of bouncing off this, but when I get over here, I'll swing off that one because it's pulling me towards it. And it's basically just an endless runner, and you have to try and get as far as you can. And I died. And it is a little bit janky still, but yeah, pretty happy with what we managed to achieve with just the three of us.
All right.
And that's basically my game. I will stop streaming.
Next up, we have Ben with Neutral. Stream on mute.
You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Cool. Welcome to Neutral. So this game is you have two characters to play as. One character who is black who can touch white, and then your other character who is white who can touch black. And if you touch the wrong color, your character gets reset with their position. However, there is the neutral color of grey to allow both players to work together. Throughout this game, it gets, I guess, more complicated throughout it with more puzzles trying to, you have to kind of figure out and plan it before you kind of start doing the level. I actually did this by myself. Got the music online though, royalty free, very nice, credited in the credits. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. It's something very small and simple that I just managed to do by myself. And yeah.
Sweet. That's it. We might move on to the next person. Thanks. All right. Next up, we have Maculae with Redacted Duality. Switch over to them.
Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Alright. And you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Cool. Alright, I'm gonna get into it. Alright, so our game is kind of meant to be like a low poly horror theme that we were trying to go for. I don't know if you can hear the sounds, but we ended up buying a couple of Unity packs. Let me just turn it down on my end. Oh, that's loud. Alright. So me and a friend made this. My game design friend is asleep because he was up all night. So I'm giving the presentation. I'm the animator. I made the character and some other small assets. So the idea is that you are in this simulation and you're given a task to go and check out an anomaly kind of thing. And so you get sent, let me just skip all this. There's a bit of fluff in the beginning. It's a nice little read if anyone wants to get into it. But yeah, so you begin the training and it's... Let's try, can we skip this? Yes. Okay. So the idea for this is that it's meant to be a play on time and clones. So you play as this character, and this is kind of meant to be your model. It's just this room is kind of showing you what's important in the game. So there's like a fuse you have to get to, you have to pick up the PPE gear, and this is what you look like. Now, the idea is that you're meant to go do the task and then get to the fuse and finish like fixing the program, and this is how it looks when we get in. Alright, thank you, Jack, for giving us very slow dialogue. But it is very, very cute. If anybody reads this, it's fun time. So you've got a timer to go and pick up the item. There's also some puzzly things that people can do if they end up playing it and if they figure out the code. That was one of our diversities, I think. Okay, so I'm just moving around here. So the idea is that you come and pick up like the rubber gloves, and then you have to. Oh, we can run, right? I just kind of go slow for a little bit. Then here's the fuse. So now you put it in here and there's an error, and now all of a sudden you have to repeat the simulation. This is kind of where the duality thing comes in place, because now this is where the time warp thing happens. So your original is still running around. I have to stay away from him because I'll break reality. Oh wait, okay, I gotta run now. So the idea is that you're meant to kind of save yourself before your clone, before your clone bumps into you. And you complete the simulation if you pick up like the gear that was meant to save you. So in order to use the fuse box, you need the rubber you need the rubber gloves. And so if you get caught by your clone, it breaks reality. This is as far as we could get in the game. Originally, we designed it so that you would die 2 or 3 times, and the duality part is you need to flip switches eventually, and you need to be able to time it with your other clones while staying away from each one in the scene, in the level, and escape at the same time in another level. So I think we're 1/3 through the mechanics that we want for this game. Yeah, and that is Redacted Duality. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Next up, we have Tex with A Day by the Shore. I'm not sure if they're streaming yet. Tex, if you want to get your stream up real quick. We might come back to Tex. What I'm going to do is Tex and Cameron, if you can get your streams ready. But in the meantime, I'm going to show a video from Team Empire, which is they've got a video. So I'm going to try and wrangle this on stream. So please do bear with me for a moment while I do this. Get browser. I hope we don't get any.
It was just a regular Friday evening. There was a sudden unexpected change in the atmosphere. Global Game Jam kicked off and MPAR began creating their first Est-ce Noir. The copy for the game featured names of well-known film noir actors and characters.
Apologies, folks, while I try and figure this out.
Film noir characteristics: darkness, deceit, murder, mystery, moral.
Okay. This is working.
It was just a regular Friday evening when there was a sudden unexpected change in the atmosphere. Global Game Jam kicked off and MPAR began creating their first ever black and white AR noir game on the theme duality, Est-ce Noir. The copy for the game featured names of well-known film noir actors and characters. It also had all the necessary film noir characteristics: darkness, deceit, murder, mystery, moral ambiguity, money, corruption, a police investigator, and of course, a femme fatale. The imagery used for the game being dark, high contrast, heavily shaded, tilted and doused in smoke and grime. It was a choose-your-own-adventure game. Although the scenes play out very similarly, your choices when faced with ethical dilemmas limit what you can do later down the track. Often unintentionally, you end trapped in peculiar, dark, or even fatal situations.
We have some depth shader code up and running and working with Lightship ARDK. Got it connected to my phone and running, and so we've got some depth happening. Magically, there's the depth Mary.
It's Depth Mary! Not regular Mary.
Craziness.
Crazy.
I've been working on the copy for the game. It's a choose your own adventure style game, so there's only about 4 to 6 choices that players can make, but it does still end up being quite a lot of text. And so far I've got about 2 pages, so I'll probably get back to writing it. As the night goes on, My blue light filter grows strong. Planned all the pictures to do tomorrow. Don't eat that, that's camera blue. And things have descended into madness. You look very pretty. Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
In order to make it interactive, the players of the game would have to walk for a certain number of steps before the next part of the story would be revealed. Between the first 2 scenes and the next 2 scenes, extra clue objects could be collected from the world to gain further insight into the mystery unfolding.
The noir effect in our AR game works by using the lightship AR decay from Niantic. It has the ability to measure depth around the world when you're wandering around with your phone camera. So anything that's really far away appears darker, anything closer appears lighter. So we've got the black and the white. So when you wander around, you end up having this cartoonized noir world of just various shades of grayscale. Yeah, so we've also added in a way of it raining throughout the game using the particle effects in Unity, so that you've got just rain sort of around you all the time to make it more gloomy and noir-like.
Did a lot of audio recording today. I think there was over half an hour. Let me play a little snippet for you so you can hear kind of what it was like.
It dawns on you that Ava may have been lying and trying to manipulate you. You wonder why, what she was really doing in that small alley near the dumpster that day, and what would have happened if you had fallen for her trick.
So many options, so many paths people can take, so lots of audio. Also dressed up. Both Pat and I did some photo shoots so you can see the various characters we played. Makeup is strong. You can see how it completely transforms Patrick from looking more suave to looking more, I guess, placid. And my face looks very sullen there as well, and significantly less sullen in this one. After that, made those into Polaroids, so this is what you're actually going to see in the game. The pictures are going to be pretty small. You can see little bloopies there. He's Freddy in the game, obviously. He's been very, very keen to partake. He kept sitting outside the studio door and meowing. He wanted to play, I think.
Alright, we've been doing tons of crazy Unity stuff and Lightship ARDK work. It doesn't look that crazy right now, but what we've been working on at the moment is getting some of the dialogue-y stuff working so it can write all the text. We've also got some audio, we just don't have it linked yet, so.
It's a dark, stormy day, like it so often is, in a dark, stormy town. Bustling with noise.
It's Mary talking. We keep track of all of the story, the narration, with our own little narrative system that keeps track of what step of the story you're at any one point. And it also keeps track of how far you've walked, so that it knows sort of what point of the story you're at. And each time you've walked a certain amount of meters, then you get the next part of the story. And that story will change depending on what you chose earlier in the game. We've also used the Niantic Lightship ARDK's meshing feature, which lets you pretty much take a map of everything around, so where the floor, the walls, and all of that are, and then we can place things onto those locations. So we can place little clues that if you wander around and you see one out of the corner of your eye, it'll always be there, so you can just head straight to where that location is and explore that clue. Finally got all of the many options here translated into the many options here that are also all stored in their own little voice files here. So they're all in there theoretically, and the game's almost gonna work.
Woo! Working game! My contribution to the game dev is pretty much done at this point. I made a few assets today, so there's like a texture there you can see. Right now I'm editing together the video because we're going to present via video so we can show the AR in action. And I'm mostly just nervous about getting that done in time at the moment.
Beyond being a curious, mysterious, and often treacherous game, Est-ce Noir explores the duality of good and evil, lawful and unlawful. It asks, in a world that's black and white, is anything ever truly black or white?
What's your favorite part? Huh? Luke, what's your favorite part?
I think I know what his favorite part is. I think I know what Luke's favorite part of the game is. Right? You like the bit where your face is on the game, don't you? You like that bit. But like they got your name wrong. Your name's not Freddy. Why are they calling you Freddy? You're Blue.
All right, we are back. Next up, we have Eric with, I'm not sure I remember with Carrot Ghosts. Let me just switch to that and unmute. And Eric, you're up.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Awesome. Can you see me? I'll see my
Yes, we
screen
can see
anyway.
we can see the desktop.
Awesome. Okay. Oh, the desktop.
Sorry, sorry, I've said.
Oh, the game.
desktop, but it
Yeah,
says,
yeah.
yeah, the game. It says Exeter desktop on it. My brain short circuited.
Oh
so,
yeah.
yeah,
All good.
Yeah, good.
Cool. Yeah. So Carrot Ghosts, or the long title, get your stinking hands off my carrots, you damn dirty ghosts. So the idea with this was for Dissonance, there's a day-night, and the day-night cycle has different gameplay. So we kind of wanted to go with the duality being I guess the genre of the game, the style of the game. So I'll just unpause. So during the day, you can plant carrots in your garden with seeds, and then once the day passes over into night, you'll get attacked by ghosts. So during the day, you can also harvest resources for a kind of tower defense-y thing that I unfortunately didn't get to finishing. But you would be able to build towers. Hopefully I'll finish that eventually. But so it goes to dusk, and then the ghosts will start coming to steal the carrots, and it becomes much more about fighting and protecting things. Here we go. So killing the ghosts gives you seeds, which you can use to replant, and the goal is to get to 100 carrots fully grown. If they are damaged, they can't grow, and they only grow during the day. So if you fill up this plot of 40, you have to keep them or use water to heal them, and then once they're at full health, they'll continue growing during the day. So it's mostly about managing that, making sure that they're happy and haven't taken any damage, and that you can keep growing new ones. So quick shout outs. Aiden Dissonance did all of the music, and Andrew Ryan did all the sound effects. I did all the art and code. My partner did the characters, and my mate did the graphics. And that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. Next up, we have Tex. Tex, can you start streaming real quick? Yep. Thank you very much. Stream. And I'll unmute you, and you should be good.
Hey, is this working?
Yep.
Okay, this is a game called A Day by the Shore, A Tale of Crab War that I made for some reason. I don't know why. I made the procedural wave generator, and then I tried to make a game around it because I just wanted to do procedural waves. So I decided to do crabs. The basis is that you move the crabs around by clicking. And then
we can't. All we can see is the snipping tool. By the way, we can't see the game.
Can you? Oh my
Yep,
god!
Just switch the window to the game in the Discord.
Give me a sec.
Sorry, it was the title. It was the title logo, so I wasn't sure if it was intentional.
No, I know. That's what confused me, isn't it? All right. Here we go. Second try.
Yay, that's working. That's.
So yeah, I made the procedural waves, and then I made crabs. Everybody's got such fancy 3D, but I made this all on my own, so I can't handle that level of fancy.
That's totally okay.
Instead, you get crabs. I just sort of, to try and meet the theme of duality, I've got nautiluses, which are really good at attacking you, but you need to get out of the water. And then they give you shells, which you use to defeat something else that you can't defeat by getting out of the water. Which, I don't know if it makes sense, but it's how the game works. So that's basically the idea, is that the nautiluses give you shells, which lets you have shelled crabs, which can charge. But shelled crabs can't hurt nautiluses. They can only hurt the next enemy that's coming, hopefully, which is squids. But because it's all random, they're not in this wave. So you'll have to wait. And that's basically the whole game, is that the nautiluses give you shells, which lets you upgrade your crabs, and then the squids, which are here, summon additional crabs when you kill them. And then you just have to try and survive as long as possible.
Cool. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We might move on to Cameron, who has Chompy Bot rebuild. Which mute.
All right.
All right, you're up.
I'm here. Now, this game may be loud, so I may end up shouting, even though I don't need to, so be warned. Again, someone else did a disclaimer, so I am too. We actually started designing this a lot earlier than the actual jam itself. Not that that translated into a massive advantage in terms of, product, but yeah. So, didn't have time to do a tutorial because it's a jam, so this is your thing. So, Chompy Bot, you're a robot. The duality is there's two worlds that you're in. And hear the amazing sound that was made to transition between the two almost seamlessly. But the main part is, you are this bot, which I nicknamed Chompy, and it stuck. You're destroying one city. And you're gathering resources, which you can see filling up that bar. So, elements of a kaiju game. I really need to get some blue, and I forget the cheats of which building gives me blue. Yeah, it's good enough. And then if you switch over to here, you start using your resources in order to build more city. So you're basically transitioning the resources from this side to that side, from this world to that world. And so duality is really quite polished. See, diversify as we went for. You can probably hear from the sound and see in the art were the voxel art one and the chiptunes one. And so the buildings, I've built this one. I'm going to continue building him. And then ultimately you've got yourself a nice, lovely... That's not what that's supposed to be, but let's move on. So you've got 4 minutes to, finish the game. Initially we were going to have some sort of combat in this world as the, people here tried to stop you from ruining their home, but that didn't pan out. In that we got to this morning and thought, we really need to start, the triage process, as they say. We need to start figuring this out. Yeah, so using up my resources. And then I go back over here and continue just laying waste to this little city. Yeah. There were supposed to be tanks and helicopters and stuff, but you do what you can. Oh, there we go. The rare eating animation has started. This is like 4 minutes of gameplay, so I don't know if I've... Tell me if I need to, tighten this up.
Yeah, we might have to move on to the next person. I'm just a little bit conscious of the time.
Yep.
We got two people left. So next up we have Ed with the other forest. Ed, if
Look at our awesome credits. That's all the people that made it. Job done. Next person.
yeah. Ed, do you want to start streaming? Otherwise, I can go Rhiannon. We might just go straight to Rhiannon, and then if Ed has a stream, we'll do Ed after Rhiannon. Rhiannon, you are up. We can't hear you, by the way. I think you've got yourself on mute. There you go.
Yep, sorry, there we go.
Cool.
So cool, everyone can see the stream. So for this one, all the music, which is about to restart, is from third parties, all the sound effects, etc. But the rest I did as a solo jam, so the art is, we'll say, a bit scrappy and all of programming. So I took the concept of duality a bit literally and split the player in two. So it's a really simple game of you just want to collect the boxes with the pink pyramid here whilst avoiding it with the whitey yellow one. The health is shared between them just for that, and then you want to restore the health of the yellow one all the way back up to 100. So the pink one is allowed to hit the boxes and that will increase the health, and the yellow one will decrease. The game will also spawn more and more objects as it continues and get faster and faster. I also wanted to make it really simple, so you only have to press space to change the directions like this. The game will end if you reach full health, if you run out of health, or because it's a game jam, if you run out of 3 minutes, because that's the soundtrack that I have for the game. The three main enemies you have is the general circle pattern, similar to the players, a spiral sort of one, like that blue thing there, and then also one that just pans in and out. So unfortunately, the 48-hour jam turned out to be 24 for me because I was a bit busy, but yeah, that's the game, just a sweet little thing with a player like that, and you can just restart and try and live for as long as you can, or try and get the health all the way up to 100. That's me.
Thank you very much. And last but not least, we have Ed with the other forest. Ed, you're...
there we go.
Yep.
I was muted.
Oh, okay. Good.
Cool. So we ended up hitting duality in a couple of different ways. One of them was kind of meta. So in the other forest, you play as two brothers that have gotten lost in the forest, and one of them steps into a toadstool ring and gets whisked away to like a magical mirror of the forest. And we actually made this in both Unity and Unreal. And the fantasy world is all in Unity, and they share a save file. So as you progress through in one game, you'll reach kind of a block. In this case, we run up and there's a big, scary kind of magic dog that won't let you pass. And you can't go any further. And you load up the Unreal game, and you play as the other brother who didn't get whisked away. In this world, it's not a big scary dog, it's just a dog-shaped rock. And you go over and pat the rock. I don't have much feedback on that, sorry. And it's a game jam. And then when we play over here, I'm just going to pause and fly over. I'm not going to run back. It should have loaded. The dog's gone. And now you can go around this way, push down this log so that you can get back across the river in this world. And the whole thing continues through in these kind of mirrored environments where you have to pass things back and forth between the sort of this Fey world and the real world to progress through to find another toadstool ring so that your brother can get home. And that's it.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. Now, let me head to camera. All right. Back. All right. Let me just make sure that's actually working on the screen. I don't know why my head is like massive now. So But yeah, there we go. Cool. All right. Well, that wraps up another Global Game Jam. Before I say farewell and let you all get quite a bit of sleep, I have a few thanks to say. So first off, I want to thank all of the organisers that helped put this together. So George, Giselle, Jared, Caitlin, Kira, Paul, Shane, Truna, Abby, Amelia, Izzy, and Liv. And I also want to thank all the volunteers who helped run this over the weekend. So Craig, Nora, Reg, Speedy, Alice, Ash, Dale, and Dale, who helped keep it all run. And I also want to thank all of you, the jammers, because without you, there isn't really much jam. And also a shout out, thanks to our sponsors, Cam Rogers Legal and the City of Port Phillip for helping us put this on. With that, I think we will call it a wrap. The Discord will remain open for probably about a week or so, so if you want to keep working on your team channels, feel free to do so. And the video presentation, so all the closing presentations we just did, that's all recorded. I'll be putting that up on YouTube fairly soon. And yeah, with that, thanks everyone. Bye.